Hello and welcome back to the shed. We're going to be talking about glasses, not these type, but some real geeky innovation which helps the beer improve inside the glass. This is something called an activator. And now I haven't sold out, or actually maybe I have, but what I'm doing is I'm trying to help Saku with an experiment. I came to them a couple of years ago actually with some innovation that's been used in the UK and in some parts of Europe for quite a long time, and it's called an activator. It sits at the bottom of the pint glass. I'll show you one later. What happened was, probably about 10 years ago, I used to work for a company called Bass, and they produce a beer called Carling, biggest selling beer in the UK. It's a lager, and we did some research, and we asked consumers what they think a perfect pint looks like. Now the biggest answers we got back from these consumers was that it should have a good head on top of the beer, and there should be a stream of bubbles rising from the bottom of the glass. So taking this this research away and actually putting it into practice, what we did was we found out that if you made some laser etchings or some screen press images on the inside of the bottom of the glass, what happens is that the gas in the beer is heavier than the liquid. It falls from the top down to the bottom, and when it hits these laser etchings, because they're quite rough, it breaks up, creating a stream of bubbles. Clever, huh? So I came to Saku a couple of years ago actually and explained them this technology. They'd never heard it before, which I thought was a bit odd, and I never heard about it again. So then I went to Alacoque, and this is a great story. I went to Alacoque, suggested that they try this, so they thought it was a good idea because I showed them a demonstration. They took the glass away and they said, is it okay if they can try and replicate it? I said, of course. A couple of weeks later I had a phone call, and the director and the marketing director and the production director all wanted to see me because they had a problem. Their glass couldn't work like mine did. So they came in, they showed me their glass, I poured the beer in there, and true, it wasn't streaming. There was no bubbles or anything at all, and I couldn't understand why. There's various reasons why a glass why a beer will lose its fizz. Maybe if you've been washing it with coffee cups, lactose in the milk kills any CO2 activity. Maybe they've been using a towel which has had fabric conditioner on there. Once again, that kills any CO2 activity. Or maybe they just got bad breath, because the compounds in your breath also break down the gas. But I didn't think that was any of the problems. So I was scratching my head. And when I was scratching my head, I scratched the bottom of the glass. And I don't mean the inside of the glass, I mean the bottom of the glass. And lo and behold, what they'd done is they'd done the etching actually underneath the glass rather than inside. So there was no way the bubbles in the beer were ever going to break up. So with that in mind, that's why I'm working with Saku now, because I went and saw them again. Now that beer culture and everything is fashionable, and maybe now Alacoque are ruining that because they're very much into their quality and how to serve everything correctly. So what I'm doing is a test with Saku in two pubs, Dublin and Carrikelda. You walk in, you ask for a pint of Saku, and they will say, would you like to take part in the exercise? You say yes, they give you a free pint, and hopefully you'll write down that the one with the activator on the bottom is the best glass. And if that happens, then they'll start to buy lots of glasses from me. But anyway, so what does it look like? Here's one that I did as a mock-up. Now you can see on the bottom there I've actually we've done drink, bar and grill, but the Saku one will obviously have Saku written on there. And what that has been done is been done by a laser, and the laser has scored the bottom and it makes it rough, so the gas breaks up when it hits it. This is Saku's new glass. Here's another one which of course doesn't have it on the bottom. What we'll do now is we'll try some beers. The idea is that it makes the beer slightly fizzier, creating a good foam at the top. And the thing with foam is that that's the great flavour enhancer and aroma keeper. You're sucking and drawing the beer through that head, and then you get all those additional flavours. And the idea is that it improves the quality and improves the drinkability of the beer. It makes it much more easier drinking. So right, let's try first of all with just a regular Saku in a regular glass. These are very clean glasses. They must be clean and they must be dry, because wet glasses are not very good for fizzy beer. And in fact, in some places, like maybe a wheat beer, you'll see them spritz the glass. That means get wet inside, and that's because wheat beer is quite gassy, and this helps the beer not get too fizzy. Okay, so there's a regular Saku. Yeah, you can see there's bubbles rising. Not bad, not bad. Right, okay, here's my glass, and here's probably where it doesn't work now, but it will work. It will work. And already I can see the difference in the head. Look at the difference on that one already. So it's really coming off the bottom, as you can see. If we put them side by side, you can see that, yeah, they're both fizzy, but definitely the head retention on this beer is fantastic, and it does look just like the adverts. Again, you can see here it's really quite aggressive, and what will happen is that this activation of gas will carry on for up to 8 to 10 minutes, but the idea is that the beer is so drinkable that it won't last that long. On average, a normal pint glass maintains its gas for about 3 to 4 minutes. So they're still going now, as you can see. There's the activated glass, and there's a regular glass. Okay, streams of bubbles, but they will disappear after a short amount of time. And what I'll do now is I'll stop the camera, and then we'll come back in 3 to 4 minutes to see what's going on. Okay, so we're back again. This has been 4 minutes, has gone. The actual new Saku glass is not so bad, but look at the nucleated one. Look at the difference in the head. Remember, this is the same amount of beer that was poured in. It's still nice and fizzy. And the head is still there. And what that means is that when you drink it, you get it's much softer. This one tastes a little bit more metallic and a bit carbonated on my tongue, whereas this one very smooth. And in fact, the flavour profile is quite different. It's a lot smoother and a lot easier drinking. So let's see if it's successful. Then Saku will roll this out, and hopefully then this will also send a message to drinkers that your glassware can improve and enhance your drinking experience. So my recommendation is to get down to Carriackelda or Dubliner, say you'd like to take part, get your free beer, and hopefully you'll also say that this beer glass is the more effective glass. There you go, look, still the streams of bubbles are coming. This one's pretty flat now. Okay, time to leave the shed.